I extend my heartfelt condolences to all those who lost their lives in the tragic accident that occurred in Delhi yesterday. I pray to God to grant strength and solace to the bereaved families in this hour of deep grief. I wish to assure my fellow citizens that the country's leading investigative agencies are conducting a swift and thorough inquiry into the incident. The findings of this investigation will soon be made public. I want to firmly assure the nation that those responsible will be brought to justice. Let's listen in to the Defence Minister.
Ambassadors from foreign friendly countries, General Anil Chauhan, Chief of Defence Staff, Ambassador Sujan or Shunai, DG, MP, IDSA, officers of the Ministry and the Armed Forces, distinguished participants, friends from media, ladies and gentlemen. First and foremost, I extend my heartfelt condolences to all those who lost their lives in the tragic incident that occurred in Delhi yesterday. I pray to God to grant strength and solace to the bereaved families in this hour of deep grief. From this platform, I wish to assure my citizens that the country's leading investigative agencies are conducting a swift and thorough inquiry into the incident. The findings of the investigation will soon be made public. I want to formally assure the nation that those responsible for this tragedy will be brought to the justice and will not be spared under any circumstances. Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me immense pleasure to be amidst this august assembly of the eminent speakers and participants at the Delhi Defence Dialogue 2025. I extend my warmest welcome to our distinguished international guests, whose wisdom and a global perspective.
Well, let's just go straight across to Shiv Arur, who's been tracking this very, very closely, the statement of the Defence Minister Rajnath Singh. I think, the takeaway for me, Shiv, is that the resolve of the Defence Minister, it amplifies what the government has been saying, including today, where sources reminding people that Op Sindoor is not over. It's just on pause.
Very important context to what would otherwise be seen as a placeholder comment, Vishnu. 2 points. One, Operation Sindoor happened 6 months ago. Point number 2, as you correctly pointed out, Operation Sindoor is still very much on. The government has just reminded the public of that. Point number 3, the Defence Minister, who basically oversaw what was a historic military operation during Operation Sindoor, which was in direct response to a terrorist attack perpetrated by Pakistani terrorist groups, is now issuing a warning saying that those responsible for this attack will be brought to justice. Now, here on NDTV, you and I, of course, will not second guess or jump the gun as to what India's next actions might or might not be. That is the prerogative of the security and national security grid at this point of time. But the words being used at this point of time carry a lot of weight. The context is important. The fact that India continues to be, in effect in an operational sort of mode post-Operation Sindoor means that the Defence Minister saying that the perpetrators will be brought to justice in the context of new rules of engagement that were articulated post-Pahalgam, where all acts of terror are to be treated as acts of war, means that Defence Minister Rajnath Singh isn't just condemning what has happened in Delhi. He is issuing a warning that is based on a very new dynamic. And Vishnu, remember that what happened in Delhi outside the Red Fort, where you're reporting from since last night, is the first terror attack since Pahalgam. And therefore, in terms of the new dynamic, in terms of India's response, in terms of the new rules of engagement, it is in many ways a test of India's national security system. And it is in that context I would read Rajnath Singh's words today.
All right, that was Shiv telling us about decoding exactly the big message that has come in from Raksha Mantri, who said that attackers will be brought to justice. The Defence Minister's big warning after the Delhi attack. And as we've been saying, that Operation Sindoor has not ended and Operation Sindoor is still underway, and the government's big warning that any act of terror will be treated as an act of war. Now, viewers, this, even as the Home Ministry is currently meeting right now, the Home Minister is chairing a crucial meeting right now with all key investigative agencies being part of it to really chalk out the larger plan as far as the next course of action, even as investigations is currently underway on all and multiple threads that have opened up since the blast took place yesterday evening. And on your screens is the latest update where Raksha Mantri Rajnath Singh has said that those responsible will be brought to justice. Big All right, viewers, let's now tell you in terms of the exclusive details of the car bomb, the one that took place and what really happened, decoding the entire timeline, and then we're going to tell you exactly how easily that bomb was made. But first up, the timeline that we are telling you right now, exclusive details of the car bomb on your channel right now. And 8:13 in the morning is when the car entered Delhi. That's when it crossed the border, entered Delhi, and 8:20 a.m. is when it was there. And those are the live, in fact, the latest updates that we are getting. This was via the Badarpur border is when it entered, and it was spotted at the Okhla petrol pump. Let's get in Shiv for more on this. Shiv, now we've been able to stitch together exactly the timeline, how that car entered Delhi 8 o'clock in the morning until, of course, when the blast took place.
That's right. Hundreds of CCTV camera visuals are being scrutinized forensically right now to piece together what appears to be a complex route that this car actually took. Now remember that when you're not looking for a car, a Hyundai i20 looks like any other of the lakhs of cars that pass through the Badarpur border that separates Delhi from Haryana, specifically Faridabad, every single day. So it's like looking for a needle in a haystack. But in hindsight, working backwards after yesterday's attack, looking through all of those CCTV pictures, we can now share with our viewers that this particular i20, which mind you has had many different owners in the past, both in Delhi, Haryana, as well as in Jammu and Kashmir, as the case may be, crossed the border from Haryana into Delhi at about 8:20 in the morning. The blast took place close to 7 p.m. So it has spent the entire day in Delhi. We'll be filling in the blanks as to where it actually went. But after crossing the Badarpur border, it has basically made its way, and this will be sort of Greek and Latin for those who don't live in the national capital, but presumably through the Sarai Kale Khan bus terminus area, finally reaching the Lal Killa area, which is one of the most crowded and congested parts of Delhi. There's the Sunehri Masjid, Kashmiri Gate. These are all parts of North Delhi to Central Delhi. So this is just another level of detail that we're able to piece together to bring to our viewers right now about the timeline of the attack. The car crossing over at 8:20 means that this was a day-long attack that was actually being planned.
And crisscrossing through some very prominent locations in Delhi. That's the most important part, crisscrossing through important locations. All right, let's get in Kiran Bedi as well, joining us on the broadcast. And then we get in the Port Shiv as well as Anushka for more on this. First up, Kiran Bedi speaking exclusively to NDTV. Ma'am, your first reaction to the latest details and updates that we are getting, even as Home Ministry is right now chairing a very important meeting right now regarding the Delhi blast case and the investigation.
Obviously, there are more questions that are being answered. The fact that it's swinging through, it's coming through, it's driving through. Why has it got blasted at Red Fort? Why could it not have got blasted any more sensitive, even more? Now, this is crowded. This is a crowded place. Sensitive opposite the Red Fort. So maybe is there a message opposite the Red Fort and that in a crowded place? Or if it's driving through a lot of VIP sensitive areas as well, why? So that's what I'm saying. The questions are unanswered yet. But the good news is the technology is telling us when it entered and what has it gone through. And then Forensics will tell us what kind of ammunition, what kind of material has been used, because that will tell us is it an RDX or others. Third, is it linked with what has been detected just the evening before in Faridabad or the day before? So I think, fourth, the car ownership, it would tell us how multiple times it has been sold to whom. Fifth, where has it been parked before? So I think there is enough leads, to my mind, forensically. It's not blind. It is linkable. But I think we just have to be very patient, because we see all intelligence agencies, investigating agencies, the key ones of the country, all working together. So what I see is a very collaborative, sensible, comprehensive investigation going on, which is bound to give us very good results and pretty fast, and credible and authentic results. So I think we should wait for these scientific results and other investigations.
Dr. Bedi, Vishnu here. Can I just jump in with a quick question? One of the big concerns which we've had in our country is the relative easy availability of ammonium nitrate. Ammonium nitrate is actually available, as a fuel. It's used in mining extensively across the country. There are safeguards which are supposed to be in place. But the fact that you've got hundreds of kilos of this, which have been recovered from Faridabad, in addition to other explosive material, is this a real weakness in our system?
I think it's an identification. To my mind, it's not a weakness. It's further identification of this possible abuse of this chemical. I think every investigation leads to more lessons to be learned. So I think it's further, if it does, it is leading to further identification and greater control. But I think credit goes to the early detection which has been made in Faridabad. Very credible, thank God. It's been saving in the nick. But I think what's important is if they are involved. Now again, these are questions to be answered.